We are proud that Shelterbox is a remarkable Rotary People of Action story. 20 years after we started as one Rotary Club's Millennium Project, we are now an international charity specializing in emergency shelter. At Shelterbox, we believe that with your help, we can build a world where no family is left without shelter. With the right tools and training, communities can work together to lead their own recovery. When natural disasters devastate communities or conflict forces families to flee in the night, surviving is their first priority. That means finding safe drinking water, a light by night, and somewhere to get that important rest. Shelter gives people a place to call home. But Shelterbox isn't just about a tent or a tarpaulin. Together, our aid items provide a sense of security and comfort, but also hope for the days to come. With the help of Rotary and Rotaract clubs around the world, we can reach people in places that may otherwise be overlooked by others. Join us today and stand with people who care about the global community and who are acting to make a difference. Give families around the world a place to call home.
Welcome back to Now More Than Ever, Rotary Connects the World, Rotary's first ever virtual convention, featuring host of the Convention Minute and Rotarian, John Hannes. President of Rotary International, Mark Daniel Maloney. Chair of the 2020 Rotary International Convention Committee, Celia Elena Cruz de Giay. President-elect of Rotary International, Holger Knaack. Rotary International General Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, John Hewko. President-nominee of Rotary International, Shekhar Mehta. Science educator, Bill Nye. Ukulele virtuoso, Jake Shimabukuro. And our host, news anchor and Rotarian, Mark Wright.
Hi, I'm John Hannes. Welcome back to your Virtual Convention Minute. Yesterday's session was definitely inspiring. We witnessed the power of connections through Italy's effort to combat COVID-19. Conversations with our partners reminded us of the importance of collaboration, and we learned how to balance our support of COVID-19 efforts while continuing our fight to end polio. In today's session, we'll hear from our senior leaders on innovation, opportunity, and change. We'll learn how to further adapt and define our organization, so together we can continue to impact our communities around the world for many years to come. Thanks for watching this year's Convention Minute. I hope you enjoyed our program thus far, and that you'll take the opportunity to share the virtual convention with your club and community. And remember, keep sharing your virtual experience with us by using hashtag Rotary20 on social media.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the first day of our 2020 virtual convention and were just as inspired as I was. The stories we heard yesterday remind us that Rotary connects the world and is demonstrating that we are people of action to communities in need during the COVID-19 crisis. Today, you have the opportunity to hear from Rotary General Secretary John Hewko and to meet for the first time the President-nominee of Rotary International, Shekhar Mehta from India. And speaking of opportunities, we will also have an address from incoming Rotary International President Holger Knaack from Germany about how Rotary opens opportunities for us and the people we serve. So let's share our aloha spirit once again today. And let us start by welcoming back our virtual convention chair, Celia Giay.
Aloha, Rotary. Welcome again to this first Rotary Virtual Convention 2020. As I said yesterday, as convention chair, it's my great pleasure to greet all Rotarians, Rotaract members, and our friends the world over who participate in this historic international meeting. Thank you for joining us for the second day of our convention and for proving once again that Rotary connects the world under the leadership of our president, Mark Daniel Maloney. Yesterday was very memorable and a great success. We heard from Rotarians all around the world and learned how they are responding to COVID-19. We also heard from our wonderful partners, the World Health Organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and UNICEF, as they shared tips for how to be proactive in the face of this challenge. My friends, our mutual collaboration has made me feel very grateful and connected to you. In today's session, we will learn about how the coronavirus has changed the way we work, the way we serve, and the way we come together. This session will focus on innovation and how these changes and our choices will define Rotary for years to come. I'm excited to know that as people of action, we're living through this experience together and supporting each other. Now, I would like to invite you to learn about a very special project bringing beauty to the streets of Honolulu. Join me as we learn about the Powwow Mural project and the impact it has had on the community. But before that, I would like to ask you to take good care of yourself and to know you have a family that spans the world and for whom you matter very much. The Rotary family. Mahalo. Thank you. And enjoy this first ever historic Rotary Virtual Convention 2020.
Typically, I kind of get a little frightened because I'm always thinking of the end result. As I'm starting to get further in my journey, it's kind of embracing the process. So usually, I kind of come up with a mock-up of the design, and then I try to place it on the space. Sometimes I freehand it. Lately, a lot of artists have been doing a doodle grid. Once you start filling in the colors, getting into the actual placement of the paint, I feel like there's a lot more room for you to explore. My name is Luke Denis. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I'm with Powwow 2020. With Rotary International, based off of some of their values that I was promoting, positive peace was one that I really resonated with because, growing up, that was something that was kind of embedded in me, probably from my grandparents or just growing up in general in Hawaii. We're surrounded by so much beauty and inspiration. This particular piece is called Peacemakers. Being inspired by Rotary International, a lot of the workers would go out and interact with people around the world in a lot of difficult situations. So I thought it was fitting utilizing the hands as different people with the organization, giving peace, around the world. I have not experimented with AR before, and this is my first time. And I gotta say, it's really amazing to see it come to life. Put it up against the wall, I was just really blown away by it. I'm just so stoked we were able to share. It was just crazy to see their eyes light up when it started to move. I just want to thank Rotary International for collaborating with me and just giving me this opportunity to just share my art with everyone.
Here in Seattle, we've had to make some changes to our weekly meeting. I'm sure you have too. That may feel different than the club experience we're all used to, but the connections that bind us together as Rotarians remain.
As I have watched the many ways you and all within the family of Rotary have connected the world with your actions and compassions, I have never been more proud to be a Rotarian.
COVID-19 global pandemic threatens our health, our safety, and our way of life.
But while this crisis is serious, we know that this challenge is a temporary state.
We will get through this by working together and taking care of each other, just like Rotary members do.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres recently said, and I quote, "COVID-19 is a health threat unlike any other in our lifetime.
But the spread of the virus will peak, and our economies will recover.
This is a time for prudence, not panic.
Science, not stigma. Facts, not fear. Following the science leads us to some clear, simple actions.
We need to do our part to flatten the curve of the COVID-19 spread.
And by now, we all know what that means. For Rotary clubs and districts, it means holding virtual meetings or postponing in-person meetings and gatherings until a time when science says it is our collective best interest to reconvene.
Our Rotary Action Plan causes us to increase our ability to adapt.
For clubs, that means finding new ways to connect and meet.
We are looking to you for innovation and are eager to share your best ideas.
Please take the time in your online meetings to discuss how your club can help us through this crisis.
While maintaining physical distance is now the norm, we cannot detach ourselves from the world.
I encourage you to do everything you can to help your communities adapt to these difficult and very unusual circumstances.
Even in the midst of so much uncertainty, we have all seen examples of how people all over the world are safely stepping up to demonstrate service above self.
These are challenging times, but Rotary has survived even worse times.
Together, we are united to stay safe, but also to help others stay safe.
Together, we are united to stay healthy, but also to help others stay healthy.
Together, we are united to stay connected, but also to help others stay connected.
Join me as we take action to lead communities both near and far as Rotary connects the world.
As a news anchor for the NBC station in Seattle, it's been a surreal experience to both live through and document the COVID-19 pandemic. For several months, I broadcast the news from this room in my home. As Rotarians, the coronavirus has changed what we do and how we do it, but it hasn't changed who we are. And I would argue that today, Rotary and Rotarians are more relevant and more needed than ever before.
Think back to last year, or even last fall. Who could have imagined that life, our world, could change so suddenly because of a tiny virus? Almost overnight, COVID-19 brought our world to a standstill. I'm sure you felt this, but in Seattle, the strangest thing has been how quiet it is. The streets, where we sat in traffic jams, have been empty. So is the iconic Pike Place Market, where we take friends who visit from out of town. For months, many of us have been alone, isolated by orders of social distancing.
Good afternoon, Rotary Club of Seattle. This is President Kim, welcoming you to Rotary Online.
But even though we are physically apart, Rotarians have found a way to meet. Many clubs are now using digital platforms like Zoom, including my club, Seattle Number 4.
It's been an adventure. You don't really get comfortable because every time you turn around, there's something new. And like today, we're introducing our first new member online.
Just like our old meetings, our virtual ones have a program speaker.
I'm really excited to be here, with you.
Today, it's Adam Brotman, the former Chief Digital Officer at Starbucks. His message is one I think all Rotary clubs can benefit from. And that is, every organization, every business in the world right now is having to reinvent itself using digital technology. We're being forced to do things differently, but that just might help us figure out the future.
For Rotary, maybe this is a great moment to say, well, wait a minute. You can still go back at some point to meeting in person, obviously. At some point in the future history of the world, you'll go back to being able to meet in person. But what can you take from what you guys have all done to adapt with Rotary in the last 2 months as a muscle that you continue to use, and then go back and meet in person in certain ways, but don't just go all the way back to the way you're doing things?
But Adam is quick to point out that even in a digital world, our North Star as Rotarians won't change. That is our commitment to service. Rotarians have continued serving during the COVID-19 pandemic. In the early going, Seattle Rotarians leveraged their connections to companies in China and secured millions of masks for frontline medical workers. And so it is around the world. Rotarians, like they have always done, are rolling up their sleeves and serving. In France, the Philippines, Kenya, and Bangladesh. In Texas and Alabama, USA, and Venezuela. In Nepal, Mauritius, Poland, and India. To all Rotarians who quietly serve, thank you. What you're doing is who we are and how we are changing the world for good. And that's why we need to ensure Rotary builds a future as strong as its legacy with adaptable club models. Let's watch and find out how.
Sometimes what makes you a perfect candidate for a Rotary Club also makes it hard for you to make it to a meeting.
Well, one of the reasons I'd never joined Rotary over the years was because I was traveling and couldn't get to a weekly meeting.
But Rotary Clubs make the most impact when members can develop lasting relationships, contribute their valuable expertise, and take action together. Take the Wash E-Club. While the club was developed and chartered in District 9980 in New Zealand, their members are a mix of locals and those who live in countries across the globe, from Ethiopia to the Netherlands, Mexico to the United States. The E-Club model lets them meet online, and in this case, allows the members to focus on water and sanitation projects. The global nature of their membership gives them a breadth of experience that helps increase the positive impact of club projects. The club does the same things any other Rotary Club does, except they meet via video conference. The E-Club model enhances the work Neil and the club are doing on their Wash in Schools Global Grant Project, where they're partnering with local Rotary clubs to provide clean water, working toilets, and hygiene education to 7 Nigerian schools. Explore a new club model. Attract new members and participants. Continue making an impact. Grow Rotary.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced all of us to be flexible in numerous ways. Rotarians are developing ways to serve their communities even when we have to social distance, and we're finding opportunities to adapt and grow. At Rotary, we believe that every challenge presents an opportunity. One member believes it so strongly that he made it the presidential theme for the next Rotary year. Here to discuss how Rotary opens opportunities, it's my honor to welcome from the Rotary Club of Herzogtum Lauenburg-Mölln, Germany, President-elect of Rotary International, Holger Knaack.
Hello, my dear Rotary friends. Wherever you are in the world and whenever you are tuning in to see us. Most of you are experiencing this convention broadcast in your homes. And I'm also here in my home in Germany. These are not the happiest circumstances, of course. However, no incoming Rotary President has ever had the opportunity to meet so many fellow Rotarians, and that is a good thing. When I talked about change and revolution in my theme speech at the International Assembly in January, I had no idea that those changes would happen so quickly. These days, we are asked to conduct business and maintain friendships differently than ever before. Rotary must continue to respond and adapt. And that brings many new opportunities for us to innovate and to learn from our experiences. By solving problems in the here and now, we are using this moment as a catalyst for change. Change has always been an essential part of Rotary's mission. Towards the end of World War II, Paul Harris said, "I would like to think that the pioneering days of Rotary have only just begun." Kaleidoscopic changes are taking place, many of them without our will. Rotary simply must continue to pioneer or be left in the rear of progress. And now, we are in such a moment of crisis and change that Paul Harris described. It is also a time when we see our focus shifting. We now see that growing Rotary truly means taking care of our members. And we need to make sure that we keep them engaged and eager to stay with us. It means returning to our most basic commitment of service above self. And it is a strong reminder that we must stay true to our core values: service, fellowship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. One way we can live our core values is by making the most of the new, strengthened partnership between Rotary and Rotaract. We need the energy, commitment, and leadership of young people like never before. These types of change will not be easy for everyone. Some may find it difficult to experience Rotary in a completely different way than they have in the past. But please remember, whether your meeting took place over lunch or in virtual space, Rotary is still about making and sustaining friendship for life. And one more thing. This crisis offers us new possibilities to deepen friendships with people we might have never met before. Now we can interact with Zoom conferences. Now the person who lives across the ocean can be just as much a part of our team as someone who lives down the street. And this is a great opportunity for us, not only to engage members, but to find new participants. This crisis is also giving us the opportunity to reach across generations and cultures. We all become equal through technology. Making the most of change also means empowering young professionals and more women to take on greater roles and responsibilities in Rotary. And we must increase our membership numbers through diversity. Rotary has always functioned without borders. We were there 75 years ago at the start of the United Nations. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, many governments across the world closed their borders. But even if they do this, the human need for connections remains universal. And Rotary has a unique role to play here in overcoming barriers and opening minds. So let's overcome barriers and let's open minds. And let us open doors for young professionals and Rotaractors. Let us seize this moment and value it for what it is. The opportunity for Rotary to build on what we have learned, to embrace this new reality, to embrace new faces, to find new and better ways to shine. and to have a continuing impact on the world. Rotary opens opportunities for the people we serve and for ourselves. I thank you very much.
I'd like you all to join me in welcoming our 46th and 47th member to the club, Tilly and Ashna. If you'd like to both come forward. We meet on Sunday mornings in a coffee shop twice a month. We don't have a meal, it's a casual coffee club meeting. Your certificate, your branded mug and your pin. Just
We think it's important that children come along, and particularly as a parent, for them to learn that they should be giving back to their community to help make a difference. I was a Rotary actor before, hit the ripe old age of 30 and realised I had to move on. And whilst the Rotary clubs in Maidenhead were doing amazing things, they met at lunchtime or in the evening, and with a then 1-year-old, that wasn't really convenient for us. So I got my friends together that used to be in Rotary, and that's where Maidenhead Bridge came forward, really. Decided to do something different.
Our clothing, this is really about our club, because we are working Rotarians, we were out in the community working rather than sitting in a meeting.
We decided to launch something called Pimp My Community, which essentially is working with charities that are very small and perhaps just starting out. So we meet with them, find out what they need, and then give 3 free hours of our professional time to really kind of crack on and get their charity going and in the right direction.
We are very involved in a local food bank that a couple of years ago was basically in a cupboard somewhere and is now in its own shop, and it helps probably about 200 families in the community.
This club is great for us because we now have a small person to consider who's welcome at meetings, and the club is seen to be flexible, that we can come along to whatever we need to. Just offers so many opportunities for helping in all kinds of different ways, and ways which I really want Matthew to benefit from.
Is it good fun?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what do you learn?
Helping other people and making them join the club.
Good work. Future membership and marketing chairman right here.
As Rotarians, we know how to respond when our communities need us. Last month, members organized a telethon on Facebook to raise funds for projects responding to COVID-19. It highlighted stories and testimonials from around the world. But don't worry if you missed it. Here are some highlights that capture the spirit of the event.
Today, we're going to visit many parts of the world to check in on our Rotary family and see how we are all coping with COVID-19.
Rotary's commitment to service, relationships, and connections has not waned. You have risen to the occasion and adapted to the COVID-19 pandemic.
And so far, over $14 million in grants have gone either in global grants or disaster grants to the front line to help purchase PPE, ventilators, masks, and food scarcity issues in many parts of our world.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherinina. I am an exchange student from Indonesia.
My name is Fernando from Interact Armero Ibagué in Colombia.
Rotary Youth will not stop, even in quarantine.
Message to Rotarians right now about the importance of keeping our foot on the gas.
One of the things that the Rotarians have done by establishing this amazing infrastructure, in many ways can also be repurposed for other emerging pandemic threats.
People ask, what did Rotary do when the great virus hit you? We will be able to say with pride that this is what they did.
Rotarians and Rotaractors are truly on the front lines in so many ways.
While we are in the hospitals caring for you and your loved ones, it's so wonderful that you are able to care for our communities.
Like in other countries, our hospitals lacked test kits and equipment for COVID patients. Realizing the magnitude of this problem, clubs tapped their network of connection to source ventilators, test kits, masks, and PPEs.
The Mural Rotary Club has recently taken delivery of 8,000 N2.5 masks through the kind donation of one of our members.
Tu contribución siempre fue muy importante, pero hoy en la crisis más que nunca.
Dank Rotarians en Rotaractors voor jullie donaties vandaag.
Please, donate now and help our world overcome this pandemic.
本日はご寄付をいただきまして
ありがとうございました。
We are people of action, and no challenge is too great that we can't make a difference.
Rotarians are ambassadors of hope, and I urge you in this difficult time to bring hope to those in need.
No challenge is so big that we cannot make a difference.
Thank you for being people of action.
Thank you to everyone who donated last month. More than $525,000 US was raised, enough to fund 21 COVID-19 related grants. But our work isn't done yet, so please consider making a donation. We've responded to the COVID crisis, but that doesn't mean we've turned our backs on our areas of focus. In fact, Rotary is opening a new Peace Center in Kampala, Uganda at Makerere University, with studies to begin in January of 2021. It joins 7 other internationally renowned universities in training the next generation of peace and development leaders. To better understand how the Peace Fellowship works, let's meet some program alumni.
I'm the CEO of Red Dot Foundation. It's a not-for-profit in India as well as in the US, and our main work is sexual violence prevention.
Right now I'm based in Bangkok, building up a social enterprise network, supporting smallholders farmers in moving to sustainable agriculture.
One of my passions is working with youth, providing mentorship, and drawing out the leadership and skills that so many of our young people have.
I've been involved with Aikido for over 35 years. I have been working a lot with traumatized clients, especially from abuse, from domestic violence.
I'm the founder and CEO of The Female Voice, a global hub for females to empower the world.
My work is to build bridges between communities, to make sure that communities understand each other, to create receptivity for immigration.
I work now at the Sanitation and Water for All partnership. What we do as a partnership is to really catalyze action around the water, sanitation and hygiene.
Some of the skills that I took back from the Rotary Peace Fellowship program was better communication in the non-violent space.
If we can support the economic development in a very sustainable way, I believe that we have a chance for building a peace platform.
First of all, we are a family of Peace Fellows, and we see ourselves as change agents in the community.
The fellowship creates sort of this hotbed of growth and evolution for peace builders, for people advocating for social change.
The training for me, it helped because I did not just come out as somebody who understands development policy, but I also have this insight into peace and conflict resolution.
It's my personal experience that Aikido can bring peace from within, and then you can expand that to other people through your interaction.
And if you have the passion and you have the desire to make change in your community or in the world, you're the right person for this program.
One thing that sets Rotary apart is our variety of program offerings. We understand that community engagement comes in many forms, and we make sure our programs reflect that. We continually adapt. We're fortunate to have leadership who celebrate these programs, recognize Rotary's role as a connecting force, and understand that adaptation is key in our rapidly evolving world. It's my pleasure to introduce you today to a vocal proponent of change and connection. Rotarians, please welcome from the Rotary Club of Kyiv, Ukraine, the CEO and General Secretary of Rotary International, John Hewko.
Hello everyone. It's great to be here at Rotary's first ever virtual convention 2020. You know, even before the coronavirus struck, the world faced rising inequality, social unrest, and polarization. And Rotary's pre-COVID challenge could be summarized in one question. How can we come closer together when world events are pushing us further apart? However, today we face a new challenge, and that is, how can we come closer together when we are asked to stay further apart? Many of us are sheltered in our homes, often working alone, traveling only for food if we can. These are the changes we've made to protect our families, our loved ones, and our communities. But with this change also comes a unique opportunity to adapt the way Rotarians connect and serve. There's no question COVID-19 is a tragedy, but in the new reality of enforced isolation, the ability of our members to make connections has renewed power and relevance. Throughout our 115-year history, we've adapted in the face of war, economic crises, and other hardships. And we've survived because we innovated to stay ahead in a rapidly changing world. And so too must we continue to persevere today, because the world needs Rotary now more than ever. In fact, Rotary was built for moments like this. Now is the moment for volunteers to step up as never before. And there is no social network with more history, more passion, more purpose in showing the unlimited power of volunteer service than Rotary. We've been providing for local communities, even in places where governments cannot reach, for over a century. And we're already helping to curb the impact of this virus. Rotary members are making protective equipment for health workers. Some are physicians racing to the front lines. Others are using 3D printers to create face shields or finding new ways to help COVID-19 patients breathe and recover. And our clubs are taking a new look at the future needs of their communities, finding solutions for online learning, and launching new businesses to thrive in a post-COVID world. We are adapting not just in the way we serve, but also in the way we connect. And this means more than just holding club meetings online. It means reinventing our largest fundraising and training events of the year. It means rethinking the ways in which we do our projects. Of course, some things will need to change permanently as we move forward. And I'm sure that we'll want to embrace creative new ways to connect and serve in the post-COVID era. In fact, some clubs may move to a new blend of online and in-person meetings. So there is an opportunity in this time of turmoil. Think of our Rotaractors who grew up in the digital era and whose talents we must deploy in finding new ways to connect despite social isolation. In fact, now is the time more than ever to invite Rotaractors to be an equal partner in shaping our future. So if our vision is to bring more people together to create lasting change, then we must persevere just as we have for over 30 years in fighting polio. We didn't give up the polio fight just because we faced setbacks. No, we took on the impossible and made it inevitable. And we need to apply that same perseverance and focus as we strive to overcome the challenges of the COVID pandemic. Because now is our time. Now is our time to adapt as an organization in order to ensure that Rotary remains strong, vibrant, and relevant. Now is our time to transform our neighborhoods from centers of crisis to communities of compassion. Now is our time to instill new hope in place of fear. Now is our time to lead, to shape a new and better world as we emerge from this crisis. So let's seize the moment, because we are Rotarians, and that is what we do.
Thank you, General Secretary Hewko. It's been a year that has required everyone to adapt, including the thousands of polio workers who bravely stepped in to help respond to the pandemic. In light of the extraordinary efforts made by health workers to support both polio and COVID-19 response, the GPEI's Polio Oversight Board prepared a short message of gratitude. Let's watch.
Hello, colleagues and allies in our battle to end polio.
We are all so proud of your work around the world to eradicate this preventable disease.
As you know, we've had to pause our vital polio campaigns so we can focus all of our efforts to stop the COVID-19 pandemic.
But in fact, the surveillance and contact tracing mechanisms you've established for polio are helping us in the fight.
We're also using your experience to guide our work in communities to help children and families learn how to protect themselves against COVID-19.
And to help us focus our work on the most vulnerable. But we also know that it's not easy.
Especially when you're worried about your family's safety and your own health at this difficult time.
Remember, we are here to support you.
When this is over, when we beat COVID, we will return to the fight against polio with new energy.
And we will win that battle and eradicate polio
for the children of all future generations.
Stay safe
and stay well.
We need you.
I am continually impressed when I think about the polio infrastructure that Rotary members helped build and how this infrastructure will continue to serve a vital purpose long after polio is eradicated. Not only are Rotarians people of action, but we're people of action focused on sustainable solutions. We look ahead, and because of that, we can do more. Looking ahead to the next Rotary year and all we hope to accomplish, it is my privilege to introduce the President-nominee of Rotary International from the Rotary Club of Calcutta, Mahanagar, West Bengal, India. Please welcome Shekhar Mehta.
Hello, my friends in Rotary. I'm Shekhar Mehta. Thank you for reposing your confidence in me through the nominating committee and selecting me to be the President of Rotary International for the year 2021-22. I accept this with honor and with humility. I know I will be stepping into big shoes. The task ahead is daunting, especially in these challenging times. But as a Rotarian, I have lived through challenges, turning them into opportunities. Rashi and I look forward to this honor. The first challenge, friends, to our organization today is membership. President Mark Maloney made Grow Rotary to be the top priority. It is time to increase our members. If all of us put up our efforts over the next 2 years and try to get just one member each, we will surely be able to do it. I take Rotary philosophically. To me, Rotary is a way of life. I've always been hugely inspired by the core values of Rotary. Service above self, that is what Rotary is all about. I strongly also believe that whatever a Rotarian does, there is integrity, as we all follow the four-way test. We practice ethical standards. Friends, I'm equally impressed by the diversity in Rotary in every form. Rotary is truly a kaleidoscope of people, culture, and their ethos. And they provide an excellent opportunity of fellowship and networking. This fellowship and networking gives us an opportunity of leadership. And see how the leaders ensure continuity and credibility of the organization year after year, despite the fact that the entire leadership changes each year. The result of these core values is that there is some outstanding work being done by the Rotarians across the world in the 6 areas of focus and, of course, in eradication of polio from the face of the earth. I feel so happy. It fills my heart with joy to know that I volunteer for an organization which is removing only the second vaccine preventable disease from the face of earth. Isn't that amazing? Rotary's work in the 6 areas of focus is also equally great. There are thousands of villages where there is clean drinking water now coming because of the Rotarians. The numerous hospitals, clinics, ambulances that the Rotarians have done for disease prevention is indeed commendable. Thousands of schools by Rotarians have been converted into happy schools. Hundreds and thousands of teachers are now being trained by Rotarians across the world. And new technology, pedagogy is being implemented by Rotarians. All of this work brings positive peace in the world. When fresh drinking water gushes out into parched areas, it brings peace in the hearts and minds of the people living there. When the lame start walking and the hungry get food and the homeless get home because of the help of Rotarians, we are actually bringing in positive peace. Add to that our unique efforts through the peace centers. It is unparalleled. Today we have 1,400 peace warriors all doing good in the world. What an amazing organization Rotary is. Friends, it'll be my privilege and my pleasure and my honor to be leading this wonderful organization, having a foundation of such great core values and an edifice of such great service. And of course, you, the members of Rotary. Thank you.
Hey, look, gravity still works. No one questions the existence and persistence of gravity because we see it every day. It's the reason I didn't float away just now. And what goes up must come down. People question vaccines because they can't witness their efficacy in the same way. But if you look at the data, you'll see that vaccines work. As the conversation around vaccines becomes more hostile, we're seeing an increase in outbreaks of preventable diseases. It's not just measles, it's rotavirus, tetanus, even polio. But the science on vaccinations is settled. There's no dispute. To put it another way, vaccines protect me from you. If you don't get vaccinated, a germ can infect you and then spread to me. And it might be a mutated form that's harder for my immune system to fight. I don't want to fight with your germs. And no one wants children who are too young to be immunized to be exposed either. So every reputable health agency and organization in the world recommends vaccines. CDC, World Health Organization, the National Center for Disease Control, India. I could go on, but the list is incredibly long. And since 1988, when the Global Polio Eradication Initiative was formed, Rotary and its partners have been working to grow acceptance of the polio vaccine. Opposition in some countries was rooted in fear and misunderstanding. But through building goodwill and trust, the GPEI began to implement strategies to increase vaccine acceptance. And since the partnership formed, we've seen a worldwide reduction in polio cases of 99.9%. That's about as concrete as evidence gets for preventative medicine. But there's still work to be done. Just like the GPEI, we're asking you to build bridges with parents in your communities. While I love data, and I could talk about it all day, we've learned that bombarding hesitant parents with studies and numbers has limited success and can sometimes even backfire. We need to find the right forms of persuasion so that we can help people make better choices and protect me from you.
It has been an honor hosting you over the past 2 days for the first ever virtual convention. I hope you've enjoyed it. We have a special performance, and I hope it helps you keep the Aloha spirit alive, even digitally. Here is Hawaiian ukulele virtuoso Jake Shimabukuro.
Well, Rotarians, Rotaractors, and members and guests of the family of Rotary, it is now time to bring the general sessions of Rotary's first ever virtual convention to a close. But do not go away. Our virtual convention is just getting started. We have many more opportunities to share with you, including our online breakout sessions and the Rotaract and Youth Exchange Officers post-convention events. Please check riconvention.org for a complete schedule of events continuing this week and throughout the month of July. In recent months, we have learned so much together about connecting through technology and making the most of a difficult situation. We have proven that we have untapped abilities and the capacity to endure trying times. Now, let us take those same skills and apply them to growing Rotary. Now more than ever, the world needs Rotary and all the ways that Rotary connects the world. Thank you for joining us. Mahalo, my friends.